Okay, so I'm about to change the coolant on my 2019 Lexus GX460. It's got 83,000 miles on it. I bought it with 63,000, and it's got 83,000 on it now. And I got the Carfax report when I got the vehicle, and it looks like the coolant's never been changed, which makes sense because Toyota doesn't require it until 100,000 miles per the service manual. And I've done, of the 20,000 miles I put on it, 2,000 have been towing. So the coolant is 100,000 miles, then every 50,000 miles after that. So I'm looking at it at 83,000 miles. And just because I can, I decided to try to understand what this coolant is and to try to test it accordingly. I want to test it beyond just pH. I see people testing pH online, and they're testing old coolant, 10-year-old coolant versus new coolant, and pHs are not that different. So I'm going to check the. I got these fleet strips, test strips. That's used, I think, fleet truck people use these strips to test their coolant. So on the jug of the coolant antifreeze, this is concentrate. On the back, the contents essentially says ingredients is ethylene glycol is number one. Next one is diethylene glycol, and then proprietary inhibitors, and it gives an inhibitor identification, NJTSRN217, and I don't know what that's, some kind of proprietary thing filed in I think from what I stumbled across online, and somehow it's attached to the state of New Jersey. But I gathered this pink coolant from Toyota. The color, I think, is just dyed that color. I don't think it has anything to do with what's in it. But I could be wrong. And everything I'm going to say here, I could be wrong. But this is just what I gathered doing a little bit of research. And from what I found, the coolant looks like it's an organic acid technology, OAT. And there's two kinds of OAT. There's nitrated and there's hybrid, which is, I guess, a combination of nitrite and something else. But what it looks like is the Toyota is the hybrid organic acid technology, and it looks like it's a combination of nitrite and molybdenum as part of this inhibitor package. So that's what I'm going to test. These fleet strips test molybdenum and nitrite, and essentially the two combined, it's got this little chart, and the two combined, max acceptable nitrite and moly combined is 3,200 ppm. So it's got a little chart. The red is combined, where that's a problem, and then the middle, I guess, is good. But anyhow, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but since I have the coolant in the vehicle, I'm going to test and see what it is in the vehicle versus what. I've also got some premix of this Toyota coolant, and also what the premix right out of the jug test. So that's what I'm going to do, and I thought I'd share the results if there's anything interesting when I do this. So the Baldwin Fleet Strip package comes with four of these strips. I'm just going to separate two. Pull a strip out, see what it looks like. And I guess you don't want to touch these little pads on the strip. All right, so there's three little pads on the strip. One is for glycol, which I don't care about. the freezing point. I just want to know nitrite and molybdenum. So I'm kind of on the clock when I do this. So I got moly on one side and nitrite on the other side. I'm just going to put a little circle by, so you stick this in, and then you match the colors on the moly side and the nitrite side. So I'll just put a little mark where I read it. And definitely on the clock with this, I got 45 seconds. So I got to dip it for 1 second, shake it off once, good hard shake, and then wait 45 seconds to do the reading, and the reading's got to be taken within 75 seconds. I've got 30 seconds to do this, to make a decision on what color matches what. So I'm going to go dip it in the radiator and shake it off once. So do a dip. So dip for 1 second in the radiator. One quick shake. Start my clock. And then in 45 seconds, moly. So this is moly and this is nitrate. $38. $45. So moly, I'm going to say, is light pink. Nitrite is light pink. So that's it. So based on that, I am 0.6. So based on that, I'm 0.6. They're both light pink, 600 ppm combined moly and nitrite. So I don't know. Guess that's good. Don't know. But the purpose is to compare this to the new stuff. Okay, so this is new 50-50 mix right out of the Toyota jug. And we're going to see what it looks like. (1001) hard shake, start. So the middle one's moly and the end one here is nitrite. So it looks like it's going to be about the same, light pink. All right, 45 seconds. I'm going to call this same as the other one, light pink, light and pink. So based on this, I'm saying that there's no difference between what's in there now at 83,000 as far as the additive package, which I really didn't expect anything different between the two. And I guess maybe it confirms that there's moly and nitrite in it. If there wasn't any, I suspect wouldn't turn any color. So in summary, my combined molybdate, this was the light pink here, and the nitrite was also the light pink. So you come up here, 0.6 equals 600 parts per million, 600 ppm. So do a little search, combine molybdate and nitrite, combined 600 ppm, comes back with AI overview. A combined dosage of molybdate and nitrate around 600 ppm or sometimes higher is a common, highly effective, and often synergistic treatment for corrosion control and closed loop cooling systems. So I guess 600 target levels, while some formulations use 400 to 600 ppm of both sodium and molybdate and sodium nitrate. Others are applied to maintain 200 to 300 ppm. So if the target on this coolant is 400 to 600, we're showing 600 on both the new and the 6-year-old stuff with 83,000 miles on it. I think we're good. All right, so that's what I know. It's just a good baseline, I guess, for future. If I ever decide to go longer, I guess I have a baseline. But yeah, based on this, I see no difference between the I guess additive package that the inhibitors that control corrosion, control rust on steel components, and then corrosion on the aluminum components. So yeah, that's what I learned. This video, I'll be changing the coolant. So as far as being worried about the coolant, just the fact that it's been in there for 7 years, 83,000 miles. It's called super long life coolant. So I guess I got nothing to worry about that it's not been changed, but I'm going to change it just because, and I'm not going to worry about draining. I'm going to drain one engine block, the radiator, and one side of the drain on the engine block is easy to get to. The other one looks like it's, from what I've researched, a problem as far as getting to it, number one, and number two, possibly stripping it out. So I'm just going to get the one engine block coolant. I expect to get 3 quarts out of that, 3 or 4 quarts, and then 3 or 4 quarts out of the radiator. So next step will be to drain the coolant and put some new stuff in. I just thought I'd get a little better grip on what this coolant stuff is about. So I did learn that the coolant is a hybrid organic acid tech, HOAT, and the inhibitor package NJT-SRN217 combines nitrite and molybdenum, and you don't want to be super high on that, like 3,200 ppm. So I think 600 ppm seems to be, from my research, a good target. The glycol was fine. It was like minus 60 degrees, the dark color. And pH, I didn't do pH. That's a whole nother test strip, but I'm suspecting the pH between the two, new and old, is going to be the same too. So that'll be my next video, is changing all the coolants on this 2019 GX460. Till next one. Peace out, brothers.